What's up, everybody? We've got another amazing video for you today. So I brought Tom in to critique my daily report card. We're going to look at a day a few weeks back where I made a lot of trading mistakes that I know you guys make pretty often. And we're going to see how I've course corrected through tracking and accountability in the Black Shirt Club. So sit back and enjoy. Whenever Tom's here, there's a lot of value to be shared. I know you guys are going to love this one. We'll start with the first trade, like you said, Tom. The idea for this video, everybody who's watching, we want to show you some of the common mistakes that even we're still making, because I think you have to understand you're never inevitable to them, right, Tom? And the only thing we can do is really try to be disciplined in our habits and our routines to stay on edge as much as possible. But it's going to happen where you make trading mistakes, you make errors, you have days where you do go off edge a little bit. And I'm going to use myself as a good example of that today, right, Tom?
It's so true. I kind of love monitoring this and tracking our errors, but it is really eye-opening. You think that you're executing your plan to the letter of the law, and when you really dig down and do that fine detail analysis, you do find that you are breaking your rules more often than you think. So yeah, it is eye-opening.
So we'll start with the Bitcoin trade. Yeah, this was the full move of the Bitcoin trade, and I think this was, like we were saying before we started the stream, the one thing that happened, the first mistake that then led to four more started with this trade. It's not even that there was a mistake. So what ends up happening is I take the short position in the morning at 5:30. I'm holding that into the end of the day. This then carries over, and like I let this bias kind of create, I guess the wanting for more money, because I closed some of the trade at 1R, like we're supposed to do with these A2 entries. And as I held a piece of the trade and saw it come back to the entry and just kind of sit there all day, I wanted to make more money. So by wanting to make more money, I then ended up taking this trade, which is the second trade 2 hours later. And that was a loss where I even gave it a bigger stop loss than it should have had. So there was a couple of things wrong with this. So first, let's look at the DRC, the daily report card. Yeah, Tom, you're already ready to rip me up. So
I remember it now. Yeah.
Coming back. Okay. So I was influenced to take the trade is one of the mistakes that's checked off. So I got a C this day, everybody. So not that great. So being influenced to take the trade is one thing that I think, like I said, led to a spiral. Also had to be knocked was I traded a symbol that was not on my watch list. So if you look at the watch list up here, GBP AUD was not on the list today. And I still ended up, as you can see, in a GBP AUD position. Another knock for the day, another mistake I made was I traded too large. So now I'm trading this thing that I'm being influenced to take. I'm trading something, if you look at this setup, you'll see it's actually a swapping market sentiment line, Tom. So it's not even like really clean trend. I just liked this breakout for a new low of day. I thought that if I put a stop this high, I'm probably going to catch momentum to the downside. It doesn't even go 1R. So then in something that I normally don't trade, which is the Forex pair, in something that was not on my watch list, influenced to take it. And I'm in this trade at 0.5% risk. And I was only in the Bitcoin trade at 0.15% risk. So super conservative there. And then what seems to be super aggressive here. But like I said, I think it all comes from wanting to get more money out of this initial Bitcoin trade, but then being basically full out of it at the end of the day at 1R and kind of seeing it. I mean, it chopped there from like 12 o'clock on. It didn't move enough. And I had a small position. So by having a small position and it not moving enough for me created the wanting to take more trades. So that's the gist of the day.
Yeah. And so I think we've found that to be a bit of a common theme with you, isn't it? Or certainly when you've been trading these Bitcoins, you're trading, we've spent a lot of time trying to find your sweet spot within your position sizing. Yeah. There was a fine line between trading too small, where you're trying to ride it for these really long moves to make sure that the profit is enough for you to feel satisfied, versus the trading too large, where you're watching every single tick and panicking and removing out. So I think by now you've just about got it through doing the daily report cards and working through that sweet spot position size for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's definitely been an improvement, right? So if we look at this, this was the week where I made those mistakes. So you can see this is the weekly report card now, everybody. And you guys get these trader improvement workbooks like you see here when you join the Black Shirt Club. And we're actually opening enrollment for the first program of 2023 in just a couple of days. So make sure if you are interested, go to asfx.biz/BSC, and I'll put a link in the description. That'll tell you when enrollment is going to be open, or if it is open, it'll tell you how many spots we have, because we only take 15 guys at a time for this. So this is the, like I said, weekly report card. And here, this is that Tuesday where I made a bunch of mistakes. I do have to say, Tom, look, Wednesday, no mistakes at all, right? So that's good to bounce back from that. But if you want to see the weekly performance grade here, 86.67 on week 2. If we go ahead to week 3, a much better score, 93%, much less mistakes on week 3. If I go to week 4, even better, 96%. Yeah. Now we can take a look at week 5. So far this week, 96%.
Nice. So continuous improvements, and that's all we can ask for as traders, right?
Yep.
Not expecting to go from zero to hero and be the perfect robotic trader overnight. This stuff takes time. We're trying to change habits that have been ingrained in us for decades, maybe, as humans.
Yeah.
So no, nice work on the improvement.
Thank you.
What sort of processes do you think you've put in place then to sort of counteract some of these trading issues?
Great question. Well, one, I would say let's look at the trade summary, and you'll see from my P&L so far, my losses, Euro AUD, GBP AUD, GBP USD, Forex pairs costing me money. So from that week forward, I really started to take it seriously to not trade Forex pairs. I think I might have had one more trade after that. Let me check the trade tracker. There might have been one more. So I lost that GA trade here. From then on, I lost 2 more times on a Forex pair before I stopped trading them. So that was it. And that was like I guess you would say that this Tuesday was the start of when I started to think Forex pairs just need to be dropped off the list. You know what I'm saying?
And do you think you'd have been able to identify that without doing these daily report cards? The self-awareness not there. Do you think this is forcing that self-awareness and reflection then to make them decisions and put them processes in place?
100%. Because even if 100%. Because the process that I'm looking at the market from, like the standpoint I'm looking at the market from every morning now, just disregards potential ideas on Forex. And it really allows me to focus in on Bitcoin and the indices. And I think that focus makes a big difference, right? So like this week so far, today was my first full day of trading. So this is the first day this week I have DRCs to do. And like even doing these daily the playbooks in the DRC, these are playbook trade ideas. Look at these losers. Loser on a Forex pair, win on a Forex pair. I had a couple of other losers that I still need to put in here, but like I found that through some of the markups I was doing, you'll still see a lot. I mean, there's way more A2s to go mark up right now on Forex pairs, and there's a lot of losers. So by not having to look at that at all and like only having to put them here in the playbook section, it allows me to really focus in on just trading those couple of things really well, you know?
Yeah, and I think you found a lot of success in doing that. And I know that's James is a big advocate of that. He feels like he can get into that flow a little bit more with the pairs. If he's only looking at like 2 in the morning and then 2 in the afternoon, do you feel that sort of helped you get into your flow? Because you're certainly reading the indices and the Bitcoins well at the minute, looking at your trade summary that you've just pulled up there.
Yeah. Well, I think, and that's kind of, I mean, look at what I said to you today after that trade on Euro USD. The Forex pairs have been choppy. At some point, we have to be like, okay, if these markets are choppier and we have to be more aggressive, are there other markets that are moving a little bit more like in, let's just call it cleaner trend that we could be trading? And I think that I used to be very closed off to the idea of trading just a couple of assets. But as I'm getting more experience, I do see the value in that. I don't want to ever be like closed-minded to it and be like, no, there's no reason to do that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'm just casting my eyes over some of these stats. It's really, really interesting, actually. Nice to see the A2 is your top trading pair.
Yeah.
Or top trading strategy, should I say.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and the win rate's pretty good, 78%. The D2, I had 2 good trades on. So, I mean, that's going to be high. When you don't have a lot of trades, these numbers are going to be a little bit skewed for sure. But it just shows I'm accurate with the entry signals that we teach, which is good. The A1 though, bro, look at that, down on the A1. So that's interesting. And partially because of that GBP AUD trade that I just showed, that was an A1 entry. So interesting that the breakout strategy that we've been teaching for a long time is just not working as well in current markets, but a pullback strategy is working really well.
What about time of day as well? I'm looking at your time of day. So you're trading like your pre-market. You've had 13 trades, which are between the hours of 6 a.m. and 8 a.m.
Yep.
Are they mostly, it'd be good to see the analysis on whether they're indices or Forex again, because it looks like you're crushing it after the open.
Yep. So after the open, there's never been a 4X. These 11 trades, none of that is 4X. The 4X stuff is in here before.
I wonder how that weighs on your psychology or your decision making throughout the day by taking them losses. So sort of, what have you got? 5 losses in pre-market?
Yeah. I mean, I've been thinking about not trading before market open at all. Starting to go to the gym in the morning, maybe, and change my whole routine up. That's honestly what I've been thinking for a couple of days. I'm like, maybe it's time to just completely change my life a little bit again. Cause like I used to wake up at 4 a.m. and have to start trading because we had to trade Forex pairs. But now that you can get funded and be a prop trader with these guys where you can have access to markets like Bitcoin and the indices and oil, why do I have to wake up early? So if in another month statistics still show that I'm losing money here, is it worth it to be trading it? I don't. There's gain in there, right? There's 61%, but overall percent gained, it's not leading me to forward progress. It's churning me up and down. So it's like, let's drop that. And I think that that's partially because you have that early pre-market news sometimes that does end up leading to choppier markets that I know you've seen. Like I would guess your Euro USD trade today was probably between it was probably a little earlier than that, but it was one of those moves where it moves in a direction against you, and then the whole day it drops in the way you thought it was going to after, whether it be market open or some news event. So in like 2 days this week, I found there's trades after the open that I could have been in NASDAQ on Monday. And then today, I think it was S&P 500 on A2s. So there's money after market open, really easy money. I think it's becoming very clear to me. It's interesting.
No, it is. It's very, very interesting looking at this. So what's next then in terms of reducing mistakes for your trading errors even further, pushing yourself to that next level?
So
you're getting better every week.
Well, right now, I think if we look at last week, week 5, the last 2 days of the week, I really didn't trade. That's why there's nothing marked off here. And you can see Friday, I didn't do anything at all because I just wasn't on the desk Friday. So I've missed some entries last week, and I want to make sure I'm not missing entries this week. Now, this week already, I was off the desk Monday and Tuesday. So today was my first day back, but I'm looking to really finish this week strong between tomorrow and Friday. So I haven't taken a trade yet today, but I'm looking to then just finish the week strong, not missing an entry tomorrow. Today, I definitely, when I go and finish my DRC, I'm going to be tough on myself, and I'm going to say that I missed an entry because I can pull it up here and show you.
So it's interesting then, because this is my biggest mistake, and this was the one that I was going to bring to the table for me when you asked me to do this video alongside you. My biggest mistake at the minute is I missed a trade entry.
Yeah.
And what I've been doing to combat that is I've been calculating how much that trading entry has been costing me.
Mm-hmm.
So going through the trade, if I'd have took it and I'd position sized in it correctly, and it obviously went 2, 3, 4, or whatever that may be, how much has that cost my trading business by doing it? And then what I've been doing is I've been saying, if I miss one of them a week for a year, what does that look like?
A lot.
And compounding it, and oh wow, it could ultimately be my entire edge for the year.
Yeah.
Like if I'm missing a 0.4 or a 0.4%, 0.6% trade every week, just one a week, that's like anywhere between 20 and 40% of annual compounded returns.
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of why I am tough on myself when we do miss entries. So you should be. If you have a system, it's your job to execute. So like today, pre-market 925, there's an A2 signal long following this upshift on Bitcoin. It's not a great market sentiment line, but if you're just reading 8 and 21, and I want your opinion on this, I don't know if this market sentiment line is as important for indices in Bitcoin as it is for a Forex pair. I think the 8 and 21 EMAs and structure are most important.
We'll soon find out. I can tell you that.
Well, yeah, once we have we're working on some really good back testing for the A2, everybody. So that's why we're holding off on the indicator is going to be different. We've made a lot of progress for you guys. So that'll be coming soon, closer to the end of the year, though. We just need more time. So let me finish what I was saying here, Tom. This is 925 after market open, which is 930. Here you have 2 entries, 1045 and then 11 o'clock. A2s on the 5-minute, 5.7 R. I mean, that's amazing. On the other side of it, long here, market sentiment is not great, but it's in the buy zone at the entry, 2.2 R. This is at 10 o'clock, right after market open.
Yeah, look at that structure as well. It's beautiful. Higher highs, higher lows all the way.
Yeah. No questions asked.
All we're doing is, it's in an uptrend, all we're doing is buying it in the dip.
That's it. You get
Yeah.
distracted because the L50 is in the sell zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I keep coming back, and I know you've heard me say before, like the L50 might not be as important with indices and Bitcoin. It might still be a factor, but price and structure matter. Where's the A2 telling us to trade today? Long or short?
Long.
That's it. So when I see this, I'm like, damn, I feel like I missed.
Compared to like the day before on that market that you just got, you had two signals on the left-hand side. Short.
And look at the market sentiment line there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I can totally understand why this is a tougher long to take. But if there's a signal, this is where it's like, if it's presenting long or short, what if you take all of them? That's why we have to do this back testing. That's why we're going to get some statistics here.
Yeah. That shift's important. Looking at that diagram there, or that chart there.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's London open. It tries to go lower, can't break for a new low of day, support at low of day, and higher lows from there all day.
Yep. Very clean.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why when you say what's a common mistake, missing trade entries, but then analyzing them, playbooking them, everybody, putting them into something where you can track them and review them is very important. So you try not to miss them going forward. Those are my 2 trades of the day too, Tom, here in the DRC today. So, but listen, I think this has been good. I feel like we probably could keep talking about this for a long time. It could be a whole hour-long episode, but we'll drop it here. So for everybody watching, listening, we appreciate you. Let us know if you want us to go into any more detail about any one of the trading errors that we discussed today. If you'd like to learn more about the Blackshirt Club, go to asfx.biz. And if you want to watch me and Tom trade live almost every day of the week and watch our recorded live trading sessions, go to asfx.tv. I'll put a link for that in the description as well. Tom, I appreciate you, brother. I know the audience does too.
Thank you. I appreciate the invites. Can't wait to do some more of these.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.